Did you have hardcore Nigerian parents though, like you said?
Oh, the hardcorest. Yeah. When I said I wanted to do music, my mom was like, so you're telling me that you went to school for 4.5 years to be a rapper? And Nigerians, they like the...
And that was a lot of sarcasm, right?
Bruh, this is the thing, bruh. Nigerians are probably the best in the universe at over-dramatic, negative affirmation. Yeah, so she be like, so she was like, so you're telling me you went to school 4.5 years to be a rapper? She said, hold on. Honey, calm my dad down. Come on, see the son you've made. Yeah. So then my dad would come down and say, oh yeah, tell your father. My mom, I was like, yeah, Daddy, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I want to try to pursue music. He said, you said what? I said, yeah, I want to pursue music. She said, what? My mom, why has God forsaken me?
I came from an industry where, we got to perform. If you ain't performing, you out of there.
Who the hell is playing in my email? Talking about we want you to audition for Transformers.
People can't believe you do something outside of what they've seen you do.
When you're the only Asian guy and you know you're gonna be the only Asian, you're like, I better represent.
Here we go, season 7. But as they say, time flies when you're having fun, and time has went fast.
I always say this, we're lucky to have these jobs where we get to sit with incredible people that in all cases we're fans of, but we also learn a lot while we're here, right?
Yeah. Here's to more great conversations, great moments, and of course, great style.
Always a great style.
Here's to season 7.
Cheers.
Cheers. My son takes the whole thing and dumps it out. And I look at him, I'm like,
why?
Why'd you do that? He's like, oh, because I was looking for this. I'm like, but that's such an illogical way to find it. You know you could have went through them all or picked the things out you didn't want, got that one. Yeah. He would take the whole thing and dump it and get one Lego this big and tell me no, I was looking for this. My daughter would actually, when she was that age, she would carefully, and I was like, oh, that's the difference between me.
I have no idea.
Would he put it back though, or would he just leave it for?
No.
Walk away.
You putting it
back. He'd walk away and look at me like, why was that a problem? I accomplished the goal.
I came when I said.
Yeah, I did.
I came when I saw Congress.
I did. Yeah. Why you tripping? What does this have to do with you? What is your problem? But he got 4 kids and about to have a 5th. Shout out to your wife, by the way.
I'm just, go ahead, clip me up. I'm done. You can just hold these.
It's over.
It's over.
You dip them in bronze and hang them on the wall.
It's all.
We had a great run. Hall of Fame.
Man, we had a great run.
Kevin, how old yours are? You got 3 boys?
Yeah, 3 boys, 10, 5, and 3.
Sheesh.
Wow.
10, 5, and 3. Yeah, you're in the
I don't know
game.
anything about having a girl.
Wow. You got all...
It's just all energy.
All energy, all manly energy. When they get teenagers, smelly, gonna be smelling everywhere.
Man.
Oh, that's coming
They don't
from
want
you
to
for
shower
sure.
now.
Oh, I'm not in this.
What'd you say?
Hey, bro, my kids don't want to shower now.
Bro.
And he play football. He play flag football. I'd be like,
Dog, you got to get in the shower, bro. Like the
Right
whole
after
point of the athlete that you're missing is dog, we clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We shower.
Yeah.
We
We
take
groom.
care of ourselves.
We get ourselves groomed.
like,
yeah.
what is that smell? Yo, when did you shower? They go in the shower, run the shower, get on the iPad, let the woman, you know what I mean? Then get a towel and come out like that. Like, come on,
I ain't got no girlfriend yet.
Yeah, that's what's gonna take a girl. He's not gonna believe you till you get a girl. Yeah, exactly.
He ain't need one.
Now, you've been retired for 7 years. Do you think about your kids never really got to see you play?
I think about it sometimes, but then I go back and think about my initial game plan. I knew, being a professional athlete, you got to be selfish with your time. To be able to take care of this body, for me anyway, I felt like it'd be hard for me to, keep this bucket full as a professional athlete, where it comes to just keeping my body and my happiness where it needs to be at, and then being able to do that for a whole nother person, let alone another kid or 2 kids. You know, so that's why I felt like, you know, I'm gonna do me, and then when I get about 10 years in, I'm gonna be ready to have my family.
Do your kids like ask you like, Dad, when you play, are they into it yet?
They're not there yet. My 10-year-old, he gets it. He's seen it. You know, he's been to like my games when I was like towards the end of my career. You know, but he was still like 3 years old, so he barely remembers that. But my 5-year-old and my 3-year-old, they don't get it. They don't know Daddy played football. They don't know Daddy played football. They know
So if you out with
football.
them, if you out with them and somebody comes to you like, what's up, man? You trying to? They be probably your 5-year-old.
My 5-year-old's like,
what is he talking
about?
Why do you want to take a picture with you?
Just to see their faces, the confusion is like, what is this? It's like, they don't get it.
You're just lame dad. No matter how cool you are, you always be lame to your kids.
I'm just the one that's telling them, no, you can't do this. No.
But you know, the cool thing is when they friends be like, oh, can I take a picture? You're like, yo, what you taking a picture with my dad for, dog? Like, this is my dad. It's like, no, I watched your highlights. You're like, what highlights? You know what I mean? And so then, like, they go back and then they become like, you know, little version of you. They change their little handles and all that. And now they want to be your son and be promoted. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. But you talked about also, we was talking before we started that your kids also are the ones that helped you go back around the Lions a bit, right? Like, it was the Hall of Fame and your kids a bit, right?
Yeah, man. Having, you know, being away from the league and the way my relationship ended with the team, not on the greatest foot, you know, I was almost felt like I was banned from the team. I wasn't really banned from the team, but just the way our relationship ended, just the feeling. So,
did you ever have a final conversation with them?
Yes. After the fact, after, you know, all of us were able to put things aside, I was able to go in and have some conversations with, you know, the people that make decisions over there. And we were able to have a heart-to-heart about, you know, how I felt, why I did the things that I did, you know, why I was angry maybe with you. But I was able to get all those things out so that we can move forward. You know, I felt like that for to get past all the I ain't gonna say hate, but the disdain, you know, that was necessary.
I think for all of us as fans, we wanted to see that happen. It was like watching a drama, and you're like, damn, it should be happy at the end, because we loved you, and I was happy to see y'all get back together, almost like watching a TV show, you know what I mean?
It's good, like you say, for the family. I want my kids to be able to see the things that I did, to be able to go and walk the halls where I was able to put in all the work that I put in. For them not to be able to be a part of that, and not to be able to be a part of the conversation of what's happening in the NFL, like, I kind of felt like my legacy was kind of getting pushed to the side because of my relationship that I had with the Lions until the Hall of Fame came around. That kind of forced things.
And I was surprised to know you stayed in Detroit and started a business now, which I'm looking forward to using some of your products, by the way, for sure.
I mean, Detroit, man, I'll tell you, a sports town that deserves a championship, you know, you gotta love the fans there, just the grit. It's just the people, you know, it's just real. Got into the cannabis industry, and that really is what kept me in Michigan. I actually bought a house in Atlanta after I retired, and with all intentions of being by my family. All my family's down there, and messed around and got into the industry and was just like, hey, man, I know what it's like to be a part of something, be a part of a company and not really being there to be able to put your best foot forward and how things can go by the wayside when you're not doing that. So I was like, all right, I want to be able to be there to be able to put together a good team, and me and my co-founders, that's what we did.
Your business is called Primitive, right?
Yep.
I was just gonna ask, like, you know, Mav always challenges us at our company of like asking like the why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like doing something just because you can or doing something just for money only never really ends up well. Let's talk a little bit about like the why getting into the cannabis for you.
Yeah, the why behind my wanting to get into the cannabis industry was simple for me, was because I came from an industry where, you know, we got to perform. If you ain't performing, you out of there. You know, and sometimes the way to perform, you got to take these meds so you get out there and play through the pain that you're going through.
It's crazy.
Whether it's a Toradol shot, Vicodin, or, you know, after the game or after surgery, oxys or whatnot. Yeah. And for me, I seen what those things did to family, friends, and I knew how they made my body feel. You know, I felt like when I took those things, my body just felt off. Yeah. Like my stomach was messed up, my whole sense of being was just off. And I was just like, man, you know, I feel like God put everything we need on this earth for us to survive. So, I mean, I know there's some natural things on this earth that we can use. Not that those substances don't start from a natural form, but being able to have some natural alternatives. So that's why I went to cannabis. And really, my experience with cannabis started when I went to college, grew up in the South in the Bible Belt.
Like a lot of people.
Yeah, right. Mama Johnson.
The college weed smoker.
Mama Johnson boy, she would kill me if I came home smelling like cannabis. So it wasn't even a thought in my mind to even try cannabis, even though there's guys coming to school smelling like it. But when I got to college, I had my experience, and I was like, oh, not so bad. Kept trying. I had no money, so I didn't do it every now and then, But it wasn't until I got to the league when I was like, man, there's got to be a better way. You can go into the training room and see the suitcase with all the pill things in it, and you can really just go get what you want, whatever you need. And I was just like, damn, that can't be the way. That don't lead to nothing good. That leads to dependency. And at the end of the day, my why is trying to find a better way for us as humans, but even really taking to the next level as athletes to be able to have something to help them perform, get back on the field. And that means just trying to be innovative in the industry at the end of the day.
And is cannabis legal in the NFL now? I know NBA passed it. I don't know, we gotta look that up.
No.
It's not, yeah, right? NBA, they don't test for it no more.
They don't test for it.
You can have more of it in your system now, but it's not tested for.
It's not tested for, yeah, but you can have some in your system. I know cannabis has something to do with your entrepreneurial.
Oh yeah. My parents ate my
dumpling
edibles.
business, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I got involved with. Do you guys know what soup dumplings are?
Of course.
You've been to Din Tai Fung.
They just had Dim Tam on yesterday.
Dude, I gotta send you mine first of all. I think they're better. Just, no bias, but
Please do. But
yeah.
I'm in. ASAP. I'll have someone to show.
Dude, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's serve it. Yeah, so I'd gotten in touch with this soup dumpling company that started up in COVID. It was based out of Bellevue, and they, it was like a pandemic business. Jen and Caleb, the founders, started just like delivering soup dumplings because they, people weren't going out. Their family's restaurant business was failing, and it blew up. And they, were able to scale it. Got involved, through just I sent out a tweet that was so stupid. I was like, my kink is introducing people to soup dumplings, which is, if you know like my online persona is like some dump that I would say, but the company got in touch, they sent a bunch of product, and I happened to be out of town, but my parents were house sitting, and for whatever reason on one night they were really hungry, and my mom ate my edibles and my shrooms.
Did she know what she was eating?
No. She
just thought they were snacks?
Yeah, and then she,
that's
got
dangerous. Oh, that's terrible.
First, she thought she was dying, and then she got super hungry, and then she made the whole thing. And so I get back, and I'm like, did you get my dumplings? And they're like, oh no, we finished them all.
Oh no.
And they were so I was like, I'm in, because they loved it. I was like, all right, this is authentic. I can sell this
Cannabis
to
and dumplings
people.
definitely go together.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not a weed smoker, but I know you get hungry, dumplings is the best thing.
Yeah.
Just 12 years ago, you were an accountant, right?
I was, yeah.
And your family, when you started acting, what were they? Were they like, what the hell?
Definitely, yeah. For most immigrants from my kind of background, I mean, my parents, their key to a better life was academics,
Where'd your parents grow up at?
China. And so they're electrical engineers. Like to them, it was like when you immigrate to a new country, right? It's like you don't know what the pop culture is. You're not like really you don't really know how the society functions. What you do know is if you excelled in math or engineering, it's like, all right, that's finite.
That works.
That's tangible, that works. Yeah. And so I know how to succeed in that. I'm gonna teach my kids how to succeed in that too. And that's where the whole tiger parent like stereotype comes from, right? Yeah. That's why Asian kids like me, our parents growing up are like, you can be either a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, engineer, accountant.
That boy sound Nigerian.
Nigerian, I
promise you. Yeah, we are cousins.
There you go. There you go. I see it. You're a little swaggier than me. There's some resemblance for sure. So yeah, I wound up like kind of doing the right thing, kind of not, but really just around. I got a job at Deloitte out of graduation. I went to business school, and I just hated every second.
But were your parents happy?
Oh yeah. They were like, finally.
You can imagine the parents like he made it. He got a good kid.
Yeah, because it was tough. I mean, I didn't make it easy for him. We fought a lot and all the time because I wanted to be you guys. I wanted to be like athletes. I wanted to play football, and they sent me to this like academic school. Like you had to test into it. And our school is so famously bad at athletics. One time our junior high basketball team got shut out. Shut out.
That's
I was
way
not on
too
that
old
team.
to be getting shut out. In junior high.
That's terrible.
But I mean, imagine me playing against. We have actually shared the court together. We both played in the All-Star Celeb game together.
Let's stop right there.
We should stop right there.
Yeah.
What was your stat line coming out of that, by the way?
I don't know. I only played at halftime.
Oh yeah.
You shut it down at half?
I rolled my ankle.
No, because that game is intense.
It was, man. We would have won if I didn't get hurt. Like,
Really?
yeah,
I think celebrity games are because you have a mix of people
Yes.
who are super
actors,
intense
yeah.
and people
then
who are like,
Don't know how to play. Like, I don't even want to
Yeah,
play.
and I just showed up for the look.
Yeah.
And then you got the, you know,
People
guys
really
out there
wanna win.
really like balling.
You got actors and Megatron.
No, Richard Jefferson posterized me. They brought like like 2 years out of retirement, they were like,
And you're like,
yammed it on me, and I'm like,
you're like, I thought this was, we were acting.
I know, I'm an artist. What happened to like Justin Bieber? You know, when you look back on the previous years, it's like Justin Bieber and like, you know, like there were women on the court. Like, you know, it just made it like more of a fun atmosphere. But that was like
DK
crazy.
Metcalf
I was
and Ham over
winded
there.
by like 2 minutes in, man.
We on TV, so you had to suck it up.
I took that serious. Like right when I got invited, I got a trainer. I was like I wanna.
You want to show up? Yeah.
Well, yeah, 'cause
You're
I
also
knew-
a superhero on
Thank
TV.
you. No, I appreciate you. But still, being a superhero doesn't mean.
You gotta be a second.
You
can't be out there running.
You know, when you're the only, and I know, you were on the Knicks with Jeremy Lin. Like, when you're the only Asian guy, and you know you're gonna be the only Asian, you're like, I better represent. I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
You're carrying all the Asian people in the world.
Already representing.
By the way, Hassan
Now you just gotta do
Minhaj is not gonna be represented for us. And he scored 0 points. I scored 9. I was keeping track.
BT, you was there for Linsanity?
Yeah, I was there.
When did you realize it was Linsanity? When you were in it?
So funny enough, I was about to come back, and my back got hurt again because I had my back up, and so I had to work out another 2 weeks. So that was the second 10-day.
Damn.
Oh, that's when he got.
That Jeremy Lin got signed, and so Jeremy Lin locker was right here, and so we played in Houston, and that's the game he got in. He had like 6 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, but it was like all garbage time. And I go to D'Antoni, I'm like, yo, bro, like he's the only point guard that goes north and south. Nobody else on the team, on our team went north and south. So we get back to New York and we play New Jersey Nets. So, I'm working out at halftime. I usually go in a locker room and work out. And just started, like, oh yeah, he's scoring. Oh, okay, cool. Like they put Jeremy in. Like, damn, all right, come on, good job, dog. You know what I mean? We win the game, we like, oh, we gotta win. Melo was out too, because he was hurt. So then the next game, it was like, you win a game, like people like, damn, the monkey off our back. But nobody was thinking like, all right, dog, we about to win the next, we about to win the next game. Man, we win the next game. Then we go to like Toronto and then he got the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
The last second.
You was at that game?
I was an accountant. I was an accountant in Toronto.
I've
and I
ever seen in
bought
my
those
life,
tickets,
yo.
man.
It was the sickest I've seen in my life because I'd never seen somebody go from damn near not about to make the team to the most famous person in the world, bro. There was.
What was it, 6 games? How long did it really last?
It was like 6 games.
It
It
was
was
like a-
Toronto, Toronto, it was like we was down 6, and then he hit, we hit all these
The
big
game
shots.
winner.
And then he hit the game winner. Then came back, and I remember I saw Kobe the night before. I was like, Kobe, do not let this happen, bro. I was like, enough is enough, bro. Like, hey, do not let this happen, Kobe. I'm telling you, this kid is nice. Like, don't play around. He gonna f y'all up. You know what I mean? And Kobe was like, man, whatever.
Did you see the interview that he did? That rest in peace. He's my
Kobe
absolute
is my
hero.
guy, man.
But that interview where they're like, are you gonna guard Jeremy Lin? And he's like,
No,
come on.
it was.
He's like,
it
I
was
don't
all
even know
that
who he is.
beforehand, because you got to think like the league. Nobody was like really up on it. They was just like, oh, the Knicks won. You know what I mean? Jeremy Lin had a good game. Like, oh, Jeremy Lin hit a good, game-winning shot.
Yeah.
So it's like that has happened before with people on 10 days. Now he play the Lakers and he go and whop them across the head.
Yeah.
Then Dallas come back defending champs, whop them across the head. So it was like, it went from like 10 people in the locker and I'm sitting next to him, bro. It's like me, empty locker, Jeremy Lin. So everybody on the team had to go get dressed in like the shower and in the bathroom. Because the locker room was packed with media, bro.
Well, I mean,
that don't happen if it's not New York, by the way.
But to BD's point,
It was the most ridiculous I'd ever seen. It was like, my homegirls from Hollywood was calling, was like, yo, what's up with Jeremy Lin? I'm like,
Bro,
what do you mean? Like, he Christian. What the like, is he single? You know what I mean? Like, I saw him on CNN. Like, what? Like,
But to BD's point, though, he went from almost being out the league to being on the cover of Time magazine.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like Sports Center game winner.
It was the right time. It was New
it
York.
was the craziest I'd ever seen. Like, you gotta think, like, no matter All-Star, made the All-Star, you see Mike, you see LeBron, you know what I mean? And you see Shaq, Kobe with the cameras, how the cameras follow them. Dog, this was at a regular game, and it was more than, it was like the whole international media press. Dog, I was like, what the?
He was representing for all ages.
I was gonna. Can
was
you
going up.
imagine being Asian your whole life?
He was going up.
And you
He
got
was going
one
up.
and a half players in the NBA, or
For
the
6
one representation, or like Yao Ming, who you know is like, obviously like he's Asian, but I don't relate to him. He's dude 7'6",
Yeah.
like was the product like a government, you know, 2 basketball players the government forced to get together and have a kid. Like that was Yao Ming.
Yeah, it was controversial.
And it's different. But this 6'3" point guard, I mean, mind you, he did go to Harvard, so it was like
went to Harvard, slept on his brother's
But-
couch. It was super, I mean, it was just almost like,
we were just like, what
the
what
basketball Jesus, you know what I mean? It was like the basketball Jesus
Were
story.
Asian people all over the place calling each other like,
Oh
yo.
my God, yeah. And the game that we were at in Toronto, I mean, and I'm sorry, I'm a diehard Raptors fan now, but I mean, it was the I'm just gonna say it was the Bargnani and Calderon year. Like it wasn't a.
It didn't
Look,
matter.
it wasn't a great
It was
team.
angels in the outfield. I remember D'Antoni came in the locker.
it was a
the
home
second game. I
game.
was like, I'm telling you, coach, like it worked because he go like it worked because he go north-south. You know what I mean? And Tony Douglas and Mon Shumpert was a rookie. They go east-west. So in D'Antoni's system, any point guard that goes north-south, you're gonna get a gang of assists. Game 3, D'Antoni was like, man, you gotta be out your mind. I said, bro, roll with it. This is angels in the outfield. I'm living in a real life movie, dog. Like, whatever this dude is doing, he's anointed. You know what I mean? I started believing it.
Yeah, you were
I'm like, yo, don't up the mojo. Y'all like, you know what I'm saying? It was and then at some point it was like, wait, hold on. Like, is he this good?
Come on.
Is he actually this
Like,
good?
is he
I
actually
remember
this
that
good?
Where it kind of is when he came to Miami.
No, when he went to Miami, that's when
Bron
that's
took it
was,
serious.
Hey, dog, I had never
Bron?
seen
Yeah.
Bron, Chalmers. Nobody spoke to us before the game or not. I was like, oh, I better get ready. That was like my debut back. I was like, ain't this a...
Yeah,
They want to pick up full like the day before
They was
All-Star
playing.
weekend.
Yeah, they was on some like,
Full court D.
he not getting.
No, they was like enough.
No,
It was enough.
Not on us.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, it was enough. They flattened his cap so cold. You know what I mean? They flattened the cap so cold because they was picking him up full.
They was picking him up full, blitzing him up the
turning
pick
on
and roll.
blitz.
And remember, Jeremy Lin is more famous than the Heatles.
Yeah.
So all them dudes is pissed. They're
They
like,
pissed.
hold on, who taking up our media? Hey, bro, that's the homie Jeremy Lin over here.
Yes.
Miami Heat
They were pissed.
they get no media play, but these next is all Jeremy Lin,
For 2
bro.
weeks, he became the biggest story in sports.
That was a
He was
tough.
the biggest star on the
That game was a
planet, bro.
tough one for me and my people. That was a tough one. That was a tough one.
But BD, you're talking about like, you knew when it was a thing and you kind of started to know when it wasn't a thing or when it wasn't what everyone thought it was. You played collegiate football, right, Tobe?
100%, yeah.
When did you know, I'm not going to the league?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a great question. Because I was really good on a terrible trash team.
I'm about to say, he was a real player. Yeah, he
Oh,
was a player.
yeah. Now, I got defensive MVP, but it didn't matter because we went 1-11, Calvin. Yeah, 1-11. And the one game we won, I had to catch an interception and take it 99 yards. Yeah, and that just made us 1-9. And they was all on me in the end zone, the whole dog pile on me.
man.
I'm at the bottom of the pile like, if y'all don't get off, nigga, we still suck. We got 2 more games. We suck. My senior year, halfway through the season, I had a Liz Frank tear in my left foot. Shout out to Under Armour's cleats. Yeah. About 5 people had the same injury.
Really?
Oh, 100% that same year. So once that happened, I kind of felt like, I could come back from this. I played 1 game of arena ball.
Oh, yeah.
I played 1 game, had about 15, 20 tackles. Got into the locker room and said, yep,
The same for me.
this ain't the dream.
The same for me.
No, this what happened. I got into the locker room after the game. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I seen him putting on a uniform to go to work.
Go to work.
I said, bro, where you going? He said, I got to go to work. I said, yeah, I can't be out here playing ball. We got 3 jobs. Yeah, bro. Yeah, take me. I didn't look. This how bad.
He said, "Where you going,
bro?
Where you going? Go to work, bro."
It was so. I didn't even tell the coaches. I got in my car, I was on what your son was on.
Yeah.
Put in my stank, no shower, in the car, drove 9 hours back to the crib, bro. I'm done. To this day, that team ain't heard from me. Yeah, so if y'all watching this, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, it was over, bro. Yeah, that's when the dream died.
That's when it died. Did you have hardcore Nigerian parents though, like you said?
Oh, the hardcorest. Yeah. When I said I wanted to do music, yeah. I'm sure only you can imagine, bro.
Yeah, man.
My mom was like, so you're telling me that you went to school for 4.5 years to be a rapper? And Nigerians, they like the...
And that was a lot of sarcasm, right?
Bruh, this is the thing, bruh. Nigerians are the probably the best in the universe at over-dramatic, negative affirmation. Yeah, they feel like if I can just say the most outlandish thing to you, that should encourage you.
That should stop you.
That should encourage you to do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So she was like, so you're telling me you went to school 4.5 years to be a rapper? She said, hold on. Honey, calm my dad down. Come on, see the son you've made. Yeah. So then my dad would come down and say, oh yeah, tell your father. My mom, I was like, yeah, Daddy. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I want to try to pursue music. He said, you said what? I said, yeah, I want to pursue music. She said, what? My mom, why has God forsaken me? Hey, Jesus, what have I done to deserve this type of curse? I'm like, wow. Yeah. That lasted for like years.
Of you really doing the music thing?
Oh, 100%.
What was the moment when they was like, okay?
Oh, when they saw me on Steve Harvey.
Nigerian daytime television.
They like that
They see you on daytime.
Bruh, Nigerians love Family Feud. Let me tell you something. Watch this. My mom loved 2 people, bruh. Steve Harvey, LeBron James. Really? 100%. That's my son. And I love Steve Harvey. Bro, when I was on Steve Harvey, I told...
Did they know you? Did you tell them or you...
Hell no. And I told Steve when he interviewed me, if you could just do it, like just say hi to my mom real quick, I promise you, I'll be good with her until the day I die. He said her name one time, I sent her the video, every one of her friends, my son was on Steve Harvey.
For sure. How did you know you had made it like as an actor when you quit and like, I'm going to do this?
I finally got on a sitcom, and I think that was the first time that my parents were like, okay, we respect it.
But how'd you go from, it was Kim's Convenience?
Kim's Convenience, yeah.
To ending up in Barbie, ending up in Marvel. I mean, that's...
Well, the Marvel call is the call that changed my life. I mean, that was like, so it'd been about 3 years of me going to LA, nothing really happening, but, obviously, you're making, everyone's an overnight success, but what they don't understand is the work that goes in, right? So I had been chipping away and, I'd come close on a couple auditions. What I didn't know was that, people were starting to take notice on the casting side. And then, it was like very fortuitous, but like off the success of these 2 movies, Crazy Rich Asians and Black Panther, all of a sudden studios were like, hey, maybe these types of movies work. Like maybe different people could be super.
These type of movies mean non-white people.
No, non-white people.
There's other people in the world.
We should give some of these guys a chance. And so, the like hero, it was like gonna be Shang-Chi. And of course he did Kung Fu, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. Hey. But it was, so it was in 2019 that basically me and every other Asian dude that was an actor had acted in anything new that like this was the role, And so that process started. And in the beginning, I mean, I really didn't think that I stood a chance in the world.
Did you had to read for that, or did they call you and say we want you?
No, I had to read.
There was a lot of people reading.
3 rounds, a lot of people reading. And I remember I would just look myself in the mirror, man, and I would be like, all right, I'm like not the tallest, not the best looking, not the best at Kung Fu. Like it's not gonna be me. Yeah. There's no way it's me. What I was surprised by actually is that Destin, our director, he didn't prioritize the Kung Fu. He wasn't like, no, actually, we just want a Kung Fu master and we'll teach him how to act or whatever. I think he really wanted a character. He wanted relatability. He wanted every man. He wanted this, this guy to be a voice of all Asian Americans in a way. And I was like, as soon as I kind of wrapped my head around that, I was like, I think I could do that. Because I don't think I could do no one could do Jackie Chan as well as Jackie Chan. I'll never be Jackie Chan. I'll never be Tony Jaa, Donnie Yen, any of those guys. But I can be.
My favorite is Bruce, but yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
I get it. You were like, I'm gonna be. That's the thing I can win at.
Yeah. I could be I could be me, basically.
Yes.
And then BD, your story is completely different because you're doing some acting now, and it's like you're coming in as Baron Davis. Does that help?
You're hilarious, man. I saw you in Enjoyment, man.
No, it's amazing.
That was cool.
Does that help or hurt the process, in your opinion?
Hurt sometimes.
Really?
Right? Because as a creator, people look at you and say, oh, you play basketball. So, like, let's make basketball movies or let's make basketball content. And so for me, it was always like, oh, he has great ideas. Like, oh, you're super creative, but it's not like the other side of it is like, do you trust that I can execute it? You know what I mean? And so a lot of it is the same. Like I started rapping, making beats, but I couldn't rap and make beats as Baron Davis. I had to go create a character, Bart Oatmeal, and then like go have that freedom, you know what I mean? And then figure out a way for people to discover it, right? Because I don't have the, like I watched you, you know what I mean? And I've watched you grow, and Baron Davis does not have that. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go create another character so I can like live in that space. You know what I mean? So I can accept myself as a creator first. Then getting into rooms, it's like, oh, Baron Davis, this is great. Like you gotta be on point. It's gotta be on point. It's gotta be something they want. You know what I mean? And a lot of times they just want to have conversations around sports. You know what I mean? And I'm coming in the door like, yo, I make movies, I write, cartoons, I make music. And they can't, it's almost like sometimes people can't believe you do something outside of what they've seen you do before.
Yeah, you got
know what I mean?
Level of genius. Well, real quick, have you ever tried to do it as BD?
Nah, now people are telling me to like promote Bart Oatmeal as Baron Davis. So it's an oxymoron.
Tobe,
right?
why do you ask that, Tobe?
Yeah, I'm just saying, because I'm saying, what makes you so sure that it can't be successful as BD if you ain't never really tried it?
I don't know.
Come on.
You know what I mean? But I feel like part of it is like Baron Davis lives in a world with this brand as this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I allow people to get comfortable knowing me for what they want to know me for.
When you were a basketball player, BD, did you feel like you had to keep the creative version of yourself kind of suppressed?
Always. I look at basketball like I don't have GOAT conversations, right? Because I always say if you were like, how do you compare who's the greatest of all time when they're all artists? And they're painters, you know what I mean? So like, you don't compare paintings. You don't really, you just appreciate it for its art form. So for me, I always looked at basketball as art. Every time I step on the court, oh, I get to paint. You know what I mean? Like with this game, like I get to paint. That's why it was like, with my game, it was always about, I need to like run the team, but I also need to like try some, you know what I mean? Because I get bored, bro. I get hella bored. And I gotta like talk to the fans or talk to the refs. And teams or coaches, they didn't want me to make movies at the time. I remember I made a Crips and Bloods gang documentary when I was playing for Golden State. And every time I tried to do something creatively in the off season or during the season, it was just like the sports community was like, you're not supposed to
Why
be
do you think it was that way?
I don't think people had evolved, right?
Because now it's totally different.
Well, now you guys are busted down the doors, right? But I would say before that, you going in and you're kicking on doors and you're having conversations and you're telling people like, yo, athletes are the best storytellers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're looking at you like, man, what the you talking about, yo? And it's like, no, athletes are the best storytellers. we do this all day. We do it in the locker room. We tell stories. We telling stories on the bus. Like, people are funny. Like, you don't know there's more to storytelling than just like us picking up a basketball. And one day, players are gonna take, you know, the onus within themselves. And so at the time, you know, marijuana wasn't cool. Hip hop music was like just starting to like really figure itself out. You know what I mean? And then
Remember
from
AI did the album and they shut that all the way down.
Shut that down.
Iverson
and
did
then
the
from
album.
a movie perspective, it was like you had to have, like they weren't even making sports movies. They weren't even making sports documentaries. So like you had to be making something like Bull Durham or like, remember the movie Crossover? You know what I mean?
Of course.
Some independent to get you.
You know how fans are. BD misses one shot. He was up editing all night. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, focus, fam. Calvin, it's interesting to me, like hearing their stories, like not being sure if you were gonna get the audition or get the role or be accepted or if it's gonna pop off for you. How early were you sure you had a real shot?
I kind of, I wasn't, all right, high school, I had a coach speak confidence into me. That was the start. I remember.
He's like, at 13, that's when I knew. At 13, fam.
I'm 6'4" at 13. Just came off my 10th touchdown in the game.
I'm like, wow, 10 in one game, that's crazy.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
I think I could do this.
So like my junior year in high school, I was doing my head coach was an in-school suspension teacher or whatever you want to call him. And I had him first period, and I'll go around and collect all the work for all the kids that got in-school suspension. But I was already ahead on my classes. And I was in there one day, you know, he was just talking to me about the schools. I was getting a lot of people, you know, talking to me about, you know, this school and that school. And I'm just out here, I'm having fun. You know, I view sport as art, you know, so I'm just out here trying to create this art piece, you know, each and every day. And I'm having fun. And coach is like, you know, you could be one of the greatest that ever did this. I'm a junior in high school.
Wow.
I'm like, that's a powerful statement to tell somebody. Like, I'm just like, I'm still green. Like, I'm still getting used to my body. I'm lanky, I'm skinny. Like, I just hit this growth spurt. You know, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, you got all these schools want to talk to you. Like, you could be the greatest. I'm like, I thought, you know, you just blowing smoke. I get to college, and the coach throws me in the fire. Probably the best thing that could happen to me, you know. Had a bunch of failures, but all those things are just stepping stones that led to success in the end of the day. And my sophomore year, another conversation with my head coach, Chan Gailey at the time, and said very similar thing to my high school coach. She's like, man, you could be one of the best that ever done this. And I'm just like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't get it. I'm just out here doing me. My dad always taught me everything you do to the best of your ability. So that was how it was brought up. And, you know, that's just how I pushed every day. And so just fortunately, I had that kind of upbringing with my mom and dad in the house, seeing them go to work every day. But so for me, it's like, I can't stop.
Of course.
We were talking movies. You were in a little movie called Transformers. Not sure if anyone has.
Did you have to read for it? Or they call you, won't you?
Oh, let me tell you something, bro. I didn't have, the read was, they sent me, because this was like during COVID. If I could show you what I sent them, you'd be like, it's only by the grace of God you was able to get on. Bro, because you got to understand, listen, all right, let me tell you, bro.
He got a brand.
Bro, I don't got no foreknowledge of how to, like, audition, how to do reads, how to do nothing. So when I see the email, I'm like, who the hell is playing in my email? Talking about we want you to audition for Transformers. I show my wife, I'm like, you think this? No, I'm like, bro. I haven't been in nothing. I ain't did no. Last thing I was in a. This gonna sound crazy. A play at the church. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, somebody playing with me. So when I get it, I call my boy Mo. I'm like, hey, how should I do it? He kind of tell me how to do it. I'm halfway listening because I'm like, it ain't really finna work out anyway. So I take out my iPhone for the audition for the read. I set up one, I use my white phone. I'm like, all right, cool, just hold this right here. And I just read the stuff. He tell me like the stuff. Oh, hey, bro, listen.
Hey, bro.
All my life, I got the, damn. I got it, I know, right? I should have never been in the franchise. It's crazy. No, listen. All right, look. So I read, I'm like, scene. My name is Tobe Nwigwe. That was my scene. Thank you for this opportunity. And that's how I turned it in. I wouldn't even look acting.
Oh, you weren't even looking, you was reading it.
I'm
You reading the whole time on camera.
And I had to have a New York accent, so I was like, yo, son, why da 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 da, sing. And I sent it in. But the direct...
You said scene? Hey, bro, did you say scene?
Oh, God. Listen.
I gotta see it, man. You gotta send it to
I'm
me.
reading everything.
I'm gonna get
bro, I'm reading every word.
I caught that the second time.
Hey, nah, but the read, then the look up.
Yeah,
Hey,
scene.
scene.
Yeah, it's done. I'm gonna send it to you. We gonna connect. I'll send you the stuff. You'll be amazed, bro, how terrible it is. So then, but the director had been watching my videos during the pandemic, and his best friend was a huge fan of like the whole movement. And he had just passed like right before they was about to start shooting the movie. So he had told the people at Paramount, like, I'd already seen so many of his videos, I don't even care what the stuff look like. I need to bring him in and like just see how he do.
Paramount's like, trust me, you have to see what he said.
Oh my goodness, bruh. And because I've never done anything ever in acting or Hollywood or nothing like that, I'm thinking when I get there, it's gonna be like the play that I was just in. So I'm like, I get there, I look at the script, I try to memorize every single thing on the script, front to back. I'm trying to lock in with the lines. I get there, and once I realize like how they shoot movies, you gotta shoot this certain part.
They block it,
bro, I had no clue, bro. I was in there thinking I'm finna be like...
Shoot the whole movie, too.
You was about to shoot your whole
movie.
verse. Oh, man, I got this monologue.
They just roll the camera.
He done memorized 90 pages of dialogue.
Hey, he was there for 2 months early.
Your brain was
Page 23. Bro. I know.
Bro, tell me, we shooting that a month from now.
I put my whole heart into trying to memorize it like raps. I'm memorizing these like verses, bro. I'm like, bro, I got to.
That is a funny.
But yeah, that audition tape was crazy.
But that's such a, I feel like it's such a misconception about acting. So many people think that acting is about the audition and the setting the camera just right and the reading and the, the memorizing of lines, and it's about essence.
Yes.
And, I think you had such a clear artistic essence. Like, that was what was speaking. That was what was coming through. I mean, that's my favorite piece of advice I've ever gotten from an acting teacher is that people think that you're hired for this, and you're hired for this. It's your ability to create a line between you and the other character. And that's this invisible line. This is what chemistry is. This is where life gets made. It's in the relationships and how you deal, how you tug and pull on that line. This invisible thing.
Hey,
Now, hold on. When I send you my video,
please.
I need you to keep that same energy.
Hey, bro, I think you would have had my acting coach. When I first got out the league, my acting coach was terrible, bro. He was telling me all the wrong. So I went to go audition for the A-team, bro, to play Mr. T, right? So my acting coach like, yeah, come in, right? So he got me, we working it.
You bought in, you're an athlete, so you
Bro, I bought in, you know what I mean? I'm committed, like, I'm gonna do it, you know what I mean? I'm in there like, ugh, he got me doing like Mr. T type, you know what I mean? Like real Mr. T. And then, so before my audition, I had one of my partners, one of my people was like, yo, I want you to see my audition. They was like, yo, what the you doing? Like, you ain't supposed to be acting like Mr. T. Hey, bro, I was in there, like, trying to, be Mr. T.
I pity the fool.
Did you say I pity the fool?
I said I was literally trying to, live the next 3 days as if I was Mr. T. Not B.A. Baracus. You know what I mean? The character, the actor. So everything I was doing was Mr. T. They was like, okay, thank you. All right, now. We're good. All right, get out of here. All right, we good.
He's like, no, we got it. We got it. No,
Let me know.
They be like, all right, thanks.
Oh, that's fucking...
Normally when we rap, we normally say, and that's a wrap. But I think in honor of Mr. Tobe Nwigwe, we'll say, and that's a scene.
That's a scene. Thank you. That's the worst part of reading. They don't tell you in the room if you got it or not. They be like, all right, thank you.
Yeah, they be like, good.
We got it.
They be
We got
sitting there
it.
like,
He said we got it.
You know,
We got it, guys.
Yeah,
We got it. No, we got it. Thank you.
Like I am Baron Davis. Like, okay, am I good?